Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am once again in the studio and it's Wednesday. And what does that mean? It means it is time for a channel update, some product reviews, and some shoutouts. In addition to that, I will also today be launching our next giveaway. So stick around if you want to find out how to get entered in that. All right, before I get on to the content, once again, just want to say thanks to everybody. We have been continuing to grow, and it's been an amazing year for us. And so for all of our old and new subscribers, want to thank you all very much for all of your support, your comments. It's always appreciated. All right, let's get into what we want to talk about today. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is an update on my Plussino rod. So for those of you that maybe saw my unboxing of the Plussino rod and reel kit, or saw me fishing with it several times, you will know that I broke my Plussino rod catching that massive Incanu up in Inuvik. What a fantastic fish. And unfortunately I broke my rod. It was my fault. It was a rookie mistake. The way I grabbed the rod when I tried to pull that fish out of the water put way too much stress on the end of the rod and it snapped. If I'd had a net, that wouldn't have happened, but I didn't have one. So I did order a replacement and I've got it set up and we're ready to go once again. Another update here for those of you that saw my Plussino unboxing, I mentioned that they did reach out to me and say that they would consider reimbursing me for everything I bought. I just want to say thanks to Plussino. That's exactly what they did. So I bought a rod and a reel. I bought another rod for Kieran. I bought those gloves that you've seen me using, and they reimbursed me for everything because I did the unboxing and review. So I really appreciate that, Plussino. I'm going to continue to use your products because I like them, and particularly this collapsible rod and reel. It works perfectly for going out on trips when I need to put it in my suitcase to go on an airplane. So there's an update for all of you. One last update on this. I've had a lot on this thing. I mentioned when I unboxed this Plussino rod and reel set that the handle was not reversible and that I had to use it left-handed. I did find a way to do it. And the reason I thought it was not possible to reverse it is because there is a plastic cap in here. And I didn't realize that it was a plastic cap. So if I take this dial off, what you're going to see inside of here is a white plastic cap. And so I'll hold that up for you there. And hopefully you can see that there's a little white plastic cap in there. Now, if I was to pull this handle out right now and try to put it in here, it will not go in. There's no way. And that's why I thought this thing was not reversible. All you got to do is take a pair of pliers, pull out that little white plug. It comes right out, slap it on the other side, and then this reel is reversible. So pretty excited about that I figured out how to reverse it. And that makes this reel even more versatile, which is fantastic. So for those of you that were on the fence, because when I did the review, I said you couldn't reverse it, you can. And so I really, really like this thing because of that. And so, yeah, I am looking forward to giving it a shot once again now that I've got a replacement. And I'm going to pack this thing up, put it in my suitcase on the next trip. There is a trip upcoming, so there'll be more on that in a future episode. But there's an update on the Plussino. So the next thing I want to do is a couple of shout-outs. It's been a while since I did any, and more significantly, there's a lot, obviously, of great channels out there that support us, but always want to show some support to our local YouTubers because the community is relatively small. And so today I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of channels that I haven't mentioned before. I know some of you follow them already, but for those of you that don't, I will leave their channel links below. The first one that I want to give a shout out to is Matt over at My Day Off. Matt does a lot of fishing out of central Alberta, not too very far from here. In fact, I'm hoping someday we can do a collaboration together. That would be great. Got some great content, is out there showing some cooking and also some fishing, and year-round fishing, both from shore and ice fishing. And so just a shout out to Matt. And then the other one is Dan from DC Outdoors. Similar, Dan's out there doing a lot of outdoor activities, showing off a little bit more of central Alberta as well, a little bit further than Matt even, closer to the Edmonton area and north. But couple of great channels. They've been getting some growth lately, which is great, and they've been great supporters of us as well. So I just want to say thanks to both Dan and Matt, and please go check out their channels. Just before we close out this section, the other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to add both Matt and Dan's channels to the front of my YouTube page. I find this is sometimes an underutilized thing, but for those of you with YouTube channels, you can feature your most popular videos. You can feature other channels that you want people to check out. And so I'll show you right now. Here is my front page, and if I scroll down, you can see some of the channels that I've put on here previously. As you can see, I've added both Dan and Matt's pages there. So now if you're looking for an easy place to find their channels, you can just go there. And I've also got a reel here of some of our most popular videos here on Angling Spiders, which interestingly enough are mostly related to our Pelican Mission 100 kayaks. So there you go. Would appreciate it if you checked out the page and give us a like if you love the content. All right, next what I want to talk about is a future episode on a Wednesday. So our Wednesday, as I mentioned at the intro, is our studio content, and the next Wednesday is going to be an interesting one where I talk about how much we've actually made from being monetized on YouTube. We did not get into YouTube to make money. It's a nice added benefit when you do get monetized that you get a little bit of money to help out with your channel. But exactly how much is that little bit of money? Well, it does depend on a whole bunch of factors that include how many views you get, how often you publish videos. There's a whole bunch of things that go into it. But we have now been monetized for a year. And so what I'm going to do in the next Wednesday episode is I am going to show you guys exactly how much we have made in a year. But I'm also going to talk about some of the other benefits of being monetized, which you may not be aware of. And so you can look forward to that in an upcoming episode. All right, let's go on to talking about our giveaway. Okay, so it is giveaway time again, and for those of you who may have just recently subscribed to us, one of the things that we like to do is regularly give away some loot here on Angling Spiders, and the loot that we give away is custom branded, and so the first thing that we'll be giving away is this custom Angling Spider sticker that was drawn by my daughter, and of course the other thing that we regularly give away is a customized Len Thompson Angling Spiders spoon. So if you want to get your hands on these, what I need you to do is listen to the next segment. All right, what exactly am I talking about? Well, before I get to the exact details of the giveaway, let me back up a little bit. For those of you who saw my recent episode at Badger Lake, you will know that I picked up one of these Savage Gear pike swim baits. Really love this thing. I mean, it performed really, really well, and I'll put a link up to the video if you guys haven't seen that yet, but it was very, very effective. Now, this is the 8-inch version of the Pike Savage Gear swim bait. It's got the line through system so that when the fish bites, it pulls the hooks out and it saves your bait. I caught some decent sized fish on this. Knowing how well this worked, I decided it was time to upgrade. So what I bought is the grandpa version of this thing. This is the 12-inch version of the Savage Gear pike swim bait, and you can see the size difference here. This is significant. I have actually caught fish this size, and in fact, in my recent trip to Clear Lake, I did catch a fish this size. So clearly by using this lure, I am looking for some big ones. I am going to take this back to Badger Lake, and I'm going to use it in the same way that I used the 8-inch version, and I am going to see if I can pick up a fish. So I'm looking forward to giving this thing a shot because this Savage Gear lure was fantastic, and this thing is even a bigger beast. Now, in order to troll this, you got to have some pretty heavy line just to troll this thing to begin with, because it is really heavy. But I have to believe that there's some bigger pike in there that are going to chase after this thing, particularly if you guys have seen some shots from previous episodes where I had pike biting onto pike that were about this size. All right, so let's get back to the giveaway and what I need you to do. So here's what I would like. I'm going to take this thing out to Badger Lake once again for a full day. And what I want to know is, if I troll this thing for a whole day, what is the biggest fish that you think I am going to catch with this lure? You can guess in either inches in terms of length, or you can guess in terms of pounds. Either way, the person who gets the closest, and I don't care if you're over on this one or under, the person who gets the closest to guessing the weight of the biggest fish that I catch on this lure, if I catch one at all, will win this one. So looking forward to seeing what you guys guess, and it's going to be an interesting one. I do not know when I'm going to get out to use it, but when I do, I will immediately after that let you guys know who the winner is. All right, so pretty cool, pretty excited to use this thing. Hopefully I don't lose it on the first go, because this is a $20 lure, so I gotta make sure that I've got it secured and tied on there really well, but definitely looking forward to giving this thing a shot. So there you go, the contest rules and the new gear. All right, I have one more update before I close out today's episode, so I will get to that next. So as I said, one last update before I close out today's episode, and it is related to me being a pro staff member for SBA Baits. So for those of you that have been following, you may have heard my announcement previously that I joined the SBA Baits pro staff. You know, it's one of those things as a YouTuber where you get excited when people reach out to you, or there's an opportunity to join and promote other products. And so I jumped at the opportunity. Word of caution, though, that you probably need to make sure that you do enough research before you jump onto any bandwagon. And in this case, I have decided to remove myself from the SBA Baits Pro Staff team. Why? Nothing wrong with the product and nothing wrong with the company. To be honest, I like the lures and I did use them, and I've used them since successfully. But the challenge for me is that some of you were actually going onto their website and considering ordering lures, and then you hit that wall of the price of shipping. And I have to agree, the price of shipping on those lures was extremely high. And in fact, so high that I can't even get any myself, because having to pay shipping was more than the lures were worth. And so, and I'm in the same country because they're a Canadian company. So I can't even imagine what they would have cost to pick up from the United States. So because of that, and because of the business model there in terms of the shipping costs, I have decided to separate myself from SBA Baits. I have now decided that I'm going to thoroughly be using and researching products before I go forward with any further pro staff or sponsorships, anything like that. I'll continue using those lures, but I'm just not going to promote the products anymore. So, all right, that's going to do it for the updates for today. A mishmash of things, I realize, but I wanted to make sure that I provided a bunch of those things. Again, you guys can look forward to me talking about monetization next Wednesday. Until then, hopefully we'll be getting back out to doing some fishing this week. Weather's looking good, possibly Friday, to go out and get some more fishing in. So hopefully we'll be able to follow up with a fishing video. So that's going to close it out. As I said before, really appreciate all of your support. And if you guys like the video, please smash that like button, hit subscribe. And until next time, good fishing. I feel a little bit guilty about that because a lot of people have shouted our channel out. And more than that, I wanted to show 3, 2, 1.